All right, so let's review this week real quick. We saw two images. We saw parallelograms and we saw trapezoids. Parallelograms are questions 15 and 16. They look like a slanted rectangle. And then trapezoids, remember I cut it in half and I combine the top part to the bottom part to make a parallelogram. So let's review real quick. Number 15, parallelograms. The way I'm gonna treat this, the way I'm gonna do this, I'm looking for the 90-degree angle. That's what I'm really looking to begin with. In this case, it's right here. And I'm gonna multiply the two numbers that meet at the 90-degree corner. One of my numbers is 4 and my other number is 8.6. So I'm really gonna multiply 4 times 8.6. Don't think you have to use every number. There's a 5.6, I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna go 4 times 8.6. My result happens to be 34.4. We learned in this week that parallelograms, we're gonna treat them like a rectangle. In a rectangle, look for a 90-degree corner and multiply the two numbers that meet at that corner. Same thing with a parallelogram. Let's take a look at question number 16. I'm looking for the 90-degree corner. Happens to be outside. Sometimes it's inside. The two numbers that meet at this corner are 7 and 11.2. The dotted line means if I was to extend it, that's where they will meet. So 7 times 11.2. Don't think you have to use every number. There's a 9.9 that I'm not even going to use. So 7 times 11.2 happens to give me 78.4. Again, don't think you have to use every number given. You're only using the two numbers that meet at the 90-degree corner. Now, let's take a look at a trapezoid. Remember I came, a couple days ago when we saw trapezoid, or as a matter of fact, yesterday, when we saw trapezoid, I said there's two bases, the two sides that are parallel. And I came in and I said, the thing we're gonna do is base 1 plus base 2. I'm gonna add the two bases. That's gonna be one parentheses. And then there was another parentheses. Remember I talked about something about the height. The height is the number that cross both bases at 90 degrees. Most of the time we're gonna see it in the inside, but not always. The height divided by 2. I'm using a fraction as a division. So looking at question number 17, my first parentheses, I'm gonna go 9.9 plus 3.3. 9.9 plus 3.3. We go back in the lectures from yesterday, I said that when you cut it in half, it makes a parallelogram. Remember we talked about that yesterday. So remember, the first parentheses, I add the bases. On the second parentheses, the height divided by 2. Most of the time, the height is inside of the trapezoid. So it will be like somewhere over here. But in this case, the height is right there at the side. The 90-degree angle is going to help us identify the height because the height touches the bases at 90 degrees. So the height is going to be 8 divided by 2. All right, so here, let me go 9.9 plus 3.3. My first parentheses is 13.2. Remember, the second parentheses is height divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2, I'm going to call that 4. And then to finish this, let me multiply my two parentheses, 13.2 times 4. And my result will be 52.8. Nice. Let's take a look at question number 18. Let me identify the bases, 0.8 and 2.8. Right, the two sides that are parallel. So I'm going to add those two to begin with. 0.8 plus 2.8. That's my first parentheses. The second parentheses is the height divided by 2. So 2.3 divided by 2. All right, so 0.8 plus 2.8 is 3.6. My first parenthesis is 3.6. The other one, through 2.3 divided by 2 is 1.15. Now to finish this, let me multiply my two parentheses, and my result in this case is 4.14. 3.6 times 1.15 will give me 4.14.